Mm-hmm.
You're there.
All right. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Controversial Topics. Before we get into it, please subscribe if you're new, if you like the content, or maybe after you've listened to it, leave us a like. Either way, we really do appreciate it. It helps us out with the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah.
And share. You can even leave a comment. You can tell us
I,
how we
I,
are.
I, born for pick, I born for pick with the Facebook group in the cars. Man, start forget TikTok. Start forget TikTok in the cars. It come like I say we have to go say something extremely controversial. I forget some of them people upon the podcast. But don't worry. We have the formula for me, man. Don't worry.
As in, we've talked about transgenders. I'm not sure what else is there.
No. Remember, females don't like hearing certain things from men. So don't worry. I will go to that place if I need to.
Please do. Anyway, so again, we're talking about religion, and we know more about Christianity. So kind of focusing on that. And why am I so dark? Let me turn on the light. Turn off the lights.
Please keep it on.
Light a candle. Anyway.
I was about to say something, but it's too early.
All of my well.
Good man. You're finally learning. You are finally learning.
All right then.
2 weeks straight, no red cards. Dr. Guanman.
I'm saying I haven't even touched it. Anyway.
He's proud.
Proud of you, madam. Proud of you. Proud of you. Proud of you, my general. Proud of you too. I'm feeling that way. Very proud.
The red card is gathering dust. I can't believe it's the first.
Red card is like, hello.
Is it me you're looking for? So
Anyways.
All right. So the first question, our first topic of discussion, it actually comes from a question that was posed by a post from a friend Julius last year, where it was basic. I don't remember the exact post. I couldn't find the exact post, but it was basically asking about balance. Like, why doesn't God just get rid of evil and like stop wasting his time on our time? Excuse me.
Well,
so I don't remember what Julius's reply was, but then he's like, he's God and he has to have good and evil. So I'm like, but you're kind of contradicting yourself. So I went further to ask, and he just left. He's seen it. He just left it because obviously he couldn't respond. I'm like, but you're kind of proving my point. If he's God, that means he's the one that's in charge. He doesn't answer to some higher power or nature or the universe. If he wants everything to be good, and everything has to be good, just like that. If he wants everything to be bad, then everything has to be bad.
Honestly,
just like that. Yep. Okay.
All right. Can I interject? I was going to say, I believe the whole good and evil aspect of society and life was built off of free choice.
Yep.
And I think this is probably, to me, one of the greatest creations God made when he made mankind. He gave us the option to choose which path we walk along. Honestly, be honest with you, like for instance, for certain video games, have you ever played a video game and then you're like, sure, why do I have to be the good guy?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are certain video games that gives you the option of choosing to go the route of evil, but for those of you who have ever played a game like that, why does the dark, the evil, why does it seem attractive to certain people?
Alright, it's like the meme that's been going around where
There's
it says as a kid you cheered for the hero, but as an adult you understand the villains.
Unless you're
Agreed.
Thanos.
Agreed.
Hmm?
Agreed. I have
Unless
to
you're
agree.
villain is Thanos.
My friend.
What? No, brother.
Long live
example.
Thanos.
No. Like, we know this kind of off topic, but think about it. This nigga has a god complex. His idea to save the world is to extinguish half of life. Isn't the same problem just going to arise if half the universe still exists? Them still go repopulate and everything. So, what the hell is the point? Just wipe it all out altogether.
We could start completely from scratch.
Exactly. What he tried to do and failed. But we don't talk about
For
it.
example. Alright. Even though we are go off topic again, but let me give an example. Look what my dad want to do. It is branded as evil, but if you understood his philosophy,
He was going for world
get
peace. He
what
was
he was
literally
doing.
working for world peace.
Brother, there's only one.
And-
There's only one.
and
true evil.
everybody was so outraged. Hmm?
There's only one true evil
We
person.
talk about the infinite sucker you me.
Yeah, I know, but there, like, think about it. No villain in Naruto is truly evil. I don't call that evil. I just call that anti-heroism on a grand scale of killing anything and everything that gets in your way. What people consider Alcimons, otherwise known as Spawn, as evil. I'm like, this nigga from birth was destined to be Hell's greatest warrior. That is effed up on so many levels. For your born, the man they say, all right, you for suffer. Man. Like you see this thing called observation and understanding. People lack it when they go through material, whether it's books or TV.
And it's weird. Reading on TV is supposed to expand your way of thinking.
And it
Not
only makes
narrow
people go dunce. There are still people to this day who still don't understand.
No.
Wait. No, I'm not gonna go there because I know my brother can go take me on. Next character, well, we're gonna try to think of shit.
Look on it this way.
Well, you lost your thought?
If it's not broad, you're saying something, doctor?
No, man. I say like just to add for your point. You say where the medium of reading and understanding what is in front of us is supposed to expand our knowledge, but it want to make people more stupid from my point of view. Because think about it, people to this day still don't understand why I despise Goku, even though he is very likable.
Son, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to go there too. Goku.
Wait, despise who?
Goku.
Goku is a Goku. Son Goku. Son Goku, if you want him full name, sir.
Or Kakarot.
Son Goku. There you go. You say a name.
Like, brother, like this man has proven, say, yo, you put your mind to something, you can do it. But over time, like, I don't know who saw Vegeta the first time and say, yo, I want to be just like this nigga. Even when the man claimed to turn to the side of good, most people still hated him. I did. I could stand him arrogance. But then after a while, I say, wait, who am I more like? I'm not like this nigga. I'm not naive and stupid to everything in the world. And they're like, okay. And then what does the creator do? Shit on the man. You understand. Shit on the man. You understand more. And give the man who is so stupid that he doesn't even know what a kiss is, despite being married. But you know.
All right. You have to show him look a leniency. One, Kakarot never get the kind of education as Vegeta. Try to understand that. Vegeta was born
Never
into
even got an
royal.
earthly education.
Goku was just a lonely soldier. He doesn't have a formal education because he grew up in the countryside, if not the mountainside, where he was raised by a martial arts master,
Who
Gohan.
died when he was like 10.
Again, there's a level of lenience. Yeah, because him step on him. Because him same one kill him. But again, the point me I try to make about the whole of this is, ultimately I understand to a level, but here's my problem with all of this now. The fact that Goku gets so many freebies in life, it almost makes everything with Vegeta have to work so hard to attain, make it seem irrelevant. Those the Linkin Park song. This one we read Vegeta the first time. I listened to that song AMV with Vegeta in the end. And the more I listened to it, the more I could relate. I tried so hard but come so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. I'm just saying, sir. One of the best songs I ever listened to. I'm like, wow. Why does this sound and feel so familiar to me?
Oh
my God.
Okay, because I use the next character or most people. We can use the next character or most people. They decide to say, who was very likable. I mean, they don't want nobody, you know, but so when Rock Lee did fuck up Sasuke, yo, we need to rate Sasuke on the level, you know, but yesterday I see that, I say, yo, the great Sharingan user just got murked. Yeah, like, hold on there. What
like
did I
a bitch.
watch? And then after that, see the man breaking body in a two, lose all I'm uses, and still lose. Brother, we'll cry for days. Brother, I mean, say, it's like that. It's like you're putting the best performance of your life on a rugby pitch. Nothing will run to you can't run you over. You tackle everything inside.
Still lose.
And you still lose. Brother, you know that heartbreaking?
Oh, like, tears would go. I feel like tears come to me after that fight then and I feel no way. It did, and I don't care if a man don't call me, whatever, I don't give a damn. When he lost that fight, I was pissed against Gara. I was pissed because I was like,
I have cried for less.
Why does this seem so familiar? You feel me? I was like, wow, this is so messed up. This seems
like just like
the part where him one teacher
and then another thing I said, the man lose fear. The man lost in such a bullshit way. And that pissed me off the most. This man, Gara was broken. The man was a literal shell, and the man outstretching and I said, yo, I'm still here. Man, like, nigga, what?
I mean, they had to do it that way. Unfortunately, if Rock Lee did win that fight, I don't think him training arc would push him as hard as it did. I get why he had to lose, but
later down in the years, I understand, say, yo, that had to happen, but bro, the next episode, you say, the man will never fight again. Brother,
I was pissed off, but we're going on an anime rabbit hole right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to dedicate a 2-hour episode to anime, yeah, man, because I had about them.
And Rajiv is someone that Rajiv surely hit everybody for the panel, but yeah, moving now. But anyway. back on topic. Like I was saying, free will. I think that's one of God's greatest creations. Yeah, but with free will, you have the options of going both.
That's the thing. It's great. What would I say? The divide. People just think, say, oh, people are born innately evil. I'm like, have you ever considered that that's just what your God intended us to be? Like, think about it like this. If everybody was good in this world, don't you think something would go very wrong real fast? Like, I've seen books that have had utopias placed where people are just so flipping happy, and then you say, what is this? Like, come on, like nobody wants to be around an entire group of people that are so flippantly happy, like they couldn't hurt a fly. Instantly you go get annoyed. Can you say, yo, what the frick gets so happy about that?
Imagine some really little kid shows. Like some Care Bear type shit.
We're not so
no, but think about it.
Tell it to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that. I used to watch that show.
I mean, and then I can give you a more real.
I watched the show.
Poor interesting.
I have nothing against it. I would watch it again. Still watch it. Yo, you're lucky. I was looking up the best the sixth Ranger and all the different one them showed all the different iterations of Power Ranger. I watched all of them. From Mighty Morphin Girl all the way to the new Ninja Star garbage. Again, moving forward. The Ninja Star is garbage.
Power Rangers will never end.
Brother.
It's like Fast and Furious.
If you ever
no, then they won't. It will never. They're running out of good. They're running out of things. It's getting boring now. Ninja Star, right? Wow.
I really never want to say this. Here's the problem. Is it because Power Rangers isn't the original idea? That is where the issue lies. Because they take the ideas from the Japanese version and adapt it. That is where the issue lies, because not enough footage is there with certain aspects. And because they're so laid back, then can't think for themselves. They say, bruh, I remember when, look, Mighty Morphin wasn't the most perfect of seasons because it was quirky and corny. And some of the aspects is so stupid. And it did get extremely dark for the wrong reasons. But at the same time, we could enjoy it. Second season will follow. Beautiful. Turbo, absolute garbage. Shall never make it.
Very, very much garbage.
In Space, it showed
I can agree with that.
In Space was probably the closest thing to Time Force in terms of.
Okay to me.
I love the Time Force song.
Time Force is dark, your friend.
Time Force, power with Time Force.
Time Force is just dark, brother. Time Force dark on a different level.
We are such nerds. But
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But anyways, before we even get caught up.
Yo, I missed the gym. Bro, it's I haven't been to the gym since Friday. It's now Monday.
You sound like Jano. Shit, should I get the fake Christian? I mean, the loyal Christian on the program. Sorry.
Oh, Jano?
Yeah. I didn't want to bring his name up, but I find it very distasteful when people speak about being something and then their actions prove they're just no different than any other man. But we won't get into that. That every man.
Which is why, as a Christian, I don't tell you that I'm a Christian.
Every man is their own man, and I understand that men do a lot of men things, but you're going to do it and be so uprighteous and go to church every Sunday like nothing happened. I mean, to each his own.
No, that doesn't make sense. It's just like a hypocritical thing.
It's not like he's a hypocrite about it. It's just his actions are very. When you just see something and it just is so wrong to you, like you said, bruh, what? It's so wrong on so many levels that you can't defend it. Not even
wasn't even necessary, but
even the Lord himself, if he came down in a shower of gold, could say, "Damn." But Back on track to the good and evil. Like I said, I think people are innately born with the choice, just like from in the Matrix. Take the blue pill, go back into the system, and you go back to being a sheep. Take the red pill, you might actually understand something about the world. People not just get up and say, "Oh, I want to be a bastard today." We were given free reign to do what we want, and sometimes we make bad decisions, and bad decisions are all we know to do. That's why when I see the legions of YouTube videos, watch Mojo of all people that talk about, oh, Hitler is one of the most evil people in the world, and I'm like, so?
Who?
Hitler. I'm like, so? Like, brother, watch Mojo got so
He's not
annoying.
even top 10.
Watch Mojo got so annoying to me. I'm like, yes, he killed and maimed the Jews. Do you ever wonder why? I not even want to get into it. And like every episode, I keep on banging on the door of going into that topic. But my point is, you cannot just look at it from one perspective just because you feel sympathy for one race you didn't even know. Just like how people talk about how they sympathize with blacks and you still treat them the same freaking way every day, every second for the last 50 odd years or more. It don't make no sense.
But God. Even the
no.
I forgot the lady's name. When she was doing one of her seminar things, she treated a white woman with race how she treated her with racism. Basically how other black people get treated. And woman didn't like it. I remember at one point, she actually asked a question to all the white people in the room. Would you like to be treated in the same way that black people are treated in this country? Raise your hand. Nobody raised their hands. So she said, okay, fine. The fact that nobody raised their hands, this proves that you all realize that black people are not treated well in this country.
But still partake in treating them like shit.
So you're fully aware of it, and that is why you don't want to be treated like that.
I wonder why. Mm-hmm. But you wonder why.
I wonder why.
Okay, with it happening in the first place. None of them couldn't answer that either. I understand this, Free speech. Yes, sir.
No, finish what you say, because when I go say kind of just not going to really be a rant, it just go be like a more informative dialogue. So far.
I was going to say, free speech isn't really free, and I can say this. Gone are the days where a black man can make him way out of poverty unless his mind frame or someone around him isn't talking or thinking the same way. And this old saying still was related to black people to this very day. Show me a company and I tell you who you are. I know it sounds very old-fashioned, but it's that those words have stood the test of time. Show me your company and I can tell you who you are. If you lay with fleas, you must catch. Sorry. If you lay with dog, you must catch fleas. Same principle. So those who understand what that means, it means if you're every day around the people who say, "Oh, woe is me, oh, woe is me, life isn't fair, life isn't fair," I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna get up and do that. Guess what? Eventually, is going to happen. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes time, but you're being transformed into a crop. You're being transformed into one of them. The more you stay around people who don't have anything constructive to bring to the table, whether it's gossip, whether it's badness, whatever floats your boat, drama, whatever floats your boat, As long as this person is not educating you in something resourceful that can help you to help yourself and others, you're doing yourself a wicked disjustice. But no
Which is
wonder
why
people
I
fall
said
that
I said
can them say you can lead us to water. Mm-hmm.
can't force him to drink. But that's why I was saying in the group the other day. I realize I attract
Yeah, and
a lot of broken people because I have my own issues. But I mean, I've gotten some of my shit together, and I'm getting the rest of my shit together. And I realize some of the broken people just want to stay broken. And the more I get my shit together, it's like the less I want to spend time with them. And my circle is like forever changing.
See that you see next broken person try run in their inbox. Just want to play one song for them. One song only and then we understand. Dirty Diana. But brother, I already told you why people go to you. It's because they think that in a sense you're a therapist. And to be honest, you do look like one, but here's the thing. This is different between me and you. You go did it and then try to give people a good advice. Me go tell them one thing, and if they don't want to listen, me just go say, all right, cool, F off. Mad. Do what you want for them. Destroy your life. I'll help you afterwards if I can. Because no, but I have to say if.
It's a big if though.
No, but of course, but it has to be. You cannot do everything for someone. Just like God will not do everything for you. Because anyone who thinks that is an idiot. So you're going to have faith to get to be a millionaire, yet you won't put in the sacrifice and the work to be one. Oh, I'll put it in God's hand. What is God going to do? Just rain money upon you, and then when you have it, you don't know what the hell to do with it? How does that make sense? And to this day, I've asked that question and people still cannot answer me straightforward. Them are if, but, chuckle, all sort of nonsense. I have spent months.
Because them don't know the right answer.
True. True.
Ask them all to keep the money now, no?
People who have hit
No.
multiple times.
Ask them
multiple times. Buy car, buy house. And then broke right now. Sell the house and the car mash up. And then move right back into the ghetto where when he win the money, me now come back here say mad. Me now do and the hype is a hype, and this brother drink.
It's similar to the lottery syndrome. 80% of all lotto winners go bankrupt after 5 years. Basically that.
I don't think you last a good 2 year good.
And that's how it is.
Yeah, and him back in the ghetto. Like he never left. All that money up in smoke.
Yeah, life has its way of finding a way to laugh back at you, you know?
And those are the kind of people. And those are the same kind of people where some people bad mind them. Same kind of man will jump up and say bad mind him for money. And what them hobby him. Not them don't have no financial literacy, no. Bad mind him for money. Them dash a hell. Them hobby him. Not say my idiot. Him really don't know how money. Yeah, make him money work for him.
True, I know someone like that.
We all do. Who never take responsibility for any of their downfalls in life. Right. We can use many analogies, but I just believe that accountability and being humble are things that we as a black race and the world overall lacks, because we're so quick to blame everything except ourselves. I've never understood where people get off on blaming God for their shortcomings. I mean, there are instances where I think it's somewhat
Out of your
warranted.
control.
I understand where there are certain instances where it's somewhat warranted. I mean, slavery, for instance. We all still have questions because if he is so magical and so all powerful, he allowed it to happen because he wanted to see how strong black people are. Remember, one of my brethren did look for me and tell me that big Christian look for me and tell me the reason why black people were enslaved is because God wanted to see how strong they were. But punch the man in his face in the church and walk out. I was so annoyed. The worst part, I know the worst part is his father. His father himself looked on him and say, yeah, what you said was nonsense. Because if you're gonna look on me and tell me, say, our Lord and Savior wanted to see how strong we were by being enslaved by another, then brother man, that deserve questions.
That's not the God I will serve. I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry.
Serve, brother man, serve,
But I'd wage war.
brother man. If bullets could penetrate an omnipresent being, spent shall rise in every part of him robe. My, like, I wonder if the man hear how nonsensical that sound. I rather believe in the flat earth theory than believe that.
It actually coincides with the third topic. We'll talk about the book of Job. Like, I'm gonna just ask another questions. So when I was at church, I was younger. We had a youth evangelism team. What was the name? Shout, I think. So I was talking to this elderly man. I was talking to him for like a while. And he says he gave up on God because he had bad experiences with the church, etc., etc. No rape or nothing like that. But like people were forcing him to be baptized. They're trying to force the Bible down his throat. When he asked questions, he got no answers. His main issue, the book of Job. His interpretation, and it's not a wrong interpretation, the book of Job is literally this. Job and God are besties. And the devil literally said, hey, let's make a bet. We can fuck around. Let me excuse my language, but let me fuck around with Job and see if he curses you. Which is very messed up. Because if we did that as human beings, we would be considered evil. We'd probably be sent to hell for the exact same thing that God did. But yet still when God does it, he's God. Even to see how that makes sense and if we're supposed to, if God is going to lead by example, what kind of example is that he's setting? Like, because I mean, he has a son. What if he look at his wife and say, man, he's going to kill his son? Just like how God allowed Job kids to be murdered, just to see if Job would still love him. And what if he did that to his wife? Would that even make sense? Or would he be wrong or right for doing it? Would he be holy, just like God, for doing it? And that in the sense that it's like God don't care, and he killed Job's kids, servants, and so forth. Because I went into detail. I was speaking to him for like a while. Like, God don't give a damn about our lives. It's like we're toys. You can't tell me that you're loving God and you do something like that. It's like it was a joke to you. And again, if we as humans followed God's example and did some shit like that, how would it look? How would he view us? Not even how other humans would view us. How would he, as God, view us for doing some shit like that?
Well, I guess being an omnipotent God, you have your reasons. I mean,
But the reason was
if
written,
you
he was
look,
just trying to say if Job is going to curse him or if Job will still love him. Nigga, are you digging for treasure?
well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, you need to understand something. The story of Job and God wasn't a smooth sailing one, you know. We only got the bad part when God attests Job. Job
It
was
was a bet.
skeptic of
The
God
Virgin, it
from
wasn't a test, it was
long
a well,
time.
his interpretation, it was a bet. And he's not wrong. It was a literal bet. Say, hey, bet say if you do this, this happen.
Mm.
Hey,
Imagine if it was two human beings doing the exact same thing.
hey,
Job.
but Dario, you sound
Put it
so
in that context.
Hold
Two
on, no.
human beings. Take
Hold
away
on.
the omnipotence and the powers.
No,
If it
but
was
you
two human beings doing that,
ask you
how
something.
would it look?
Well, I don't answer something. Any iteration of God, whether through social media or TV media, has it ever shown God to lack a funny sense of humor? We always keep on hearing that God has a very funny sense of humor. Maybe this is one of those cases. Like I've always considered, so this man has a very dark sense of humor because some of the things when him say him put humans through to test them.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, if it was any other God, the convinced the rest of them go look on the man and say, brother, you're
What the
alright.
fuck?
Because make a look on it. Holocaust, slavery, famine that is still ongoing, constant, the Great well, then again, I don't really mention the Great Depression because let's just say the Indian burial grounds might have been a play in that, but let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Okay, then.
But my point is, this man was in his white robes and gold in his chariot watching the Holocaust while Jews died. This man watched slavery, did nothing. Pray to the Almighty all you want. He would never save you from the beating and the salt water will lick your cut them.
Yeah, but you were praying to the exact same God and they had a head start.
Yeah.
Their prayers had a head start.
Yo,
I'm not wrong.
in any other scenario, I would advocate for a red card, but that was so goddamn funny.
Mm.
Jesus Christ, the man said with an advocate for red card. Wow! My God!
He's being honest. Yes, he's being honest.
No, but no. You see, this is the thing with we though. People go look for us and we are assholes. I find that shit hilarious because that is so damn funny and accurate. But it's like when you question or ask these things, people get so defensive. How could you say that? I'm like, don't ever think say you wanna say he's made in our image. Suppose he's an accumulation of all the millions of people's personalities and he just picks one each day and which one he wants to be. I've always been of the notion this man has 1 million personalities to choose from. He just picks and chooses which one he wants to feel like today. Should I feel like a bad bitch? Maybe. Should I feel like a humble servant of the Lord himself and be wise and old? Should I be an asshole and just watch things go by and not do anything? Well, we done see that already, but anyways.
Schizophrenic.
I mean, we keep on saying he's made in our image. So, are we
That
supposed
means
to...
if we are dark, then he's extremely dark as well. If we're good, he's also
How
extremely
many
good as
people
well.
how many more people we need to see this man strike with lightning before we know that this man gets very violent very easily?
No, but in the Bible, God actually killed more people than the devil did.
When was the last time we... Hold on, let me ask you something. Any death that the devil has partaken in, was it really him though?
Not directly, I think.
Exactly. His name was just laced on it because, oh, he's the embodiment of evil. Sure.
No, I sent a meme to my pastor a couple of years ago. God killed several thousand people in the Bible. By the Bible's counting. The devil only killed like, 12 or 16, I think the meme said. And I'm like, yeah, this is accurate. And she's like, no, someone twisted the Bible. I'm like, but it literally said, and God killed, and God killed,
So
and God killed,
so
and the Spirit of the Lord.
so we're
And I'm
twisting.
like,
So hold on. So we're twisting a book that was written by man now. Sure, the same book they claim was given to them by God.
no, but
As far
even,
as-
all right, all I know, screw, I forget the Bible for 1 second. In Egypt, when God killed the firstborns, there's a tablet or whatever
the
hieroglyphics
stone,
that actually said that story.
the stone tablet of destiny.
That's what it's called.
Essentially, but think about it like this. See, the pharaohs were talking about this God of yours is so real. Let him send a plague, and his messenger later the plague come kill off every single one of them. The pharaoh pitney them with no remorse. The pitney them not do nothing. Kill them one by one. And the man say, if this is your God, then this God is wicked. The messenger brother, him nephew dead, and the man will say it's God's will. They're like, bruh, what?
He did not like the nephew.
Did you forget the story I told when we was talking to Ricardo again?
Yeah, when the guy came,
and
when
I
the guy came on the ground.
No, not that one. The one where when Aaron was fighting the Philistines, I believe, and the sun was setting, and
Oh yeah,
he knew if the sun set, they were going to get away. I'm saying, sun stand still, and God let the sun stand still, so them could have murdered the rest of them in His name.
yeah.
Again, just saying, and this is why I keep certain thoughts to myself, God. But no, so while we are burning, we are going to burn in hell. For those super religious, zealous, them will watch this. We're all going to burn in hell. I guarantee it. But just saying, keep it moving.
Yeah, because I mean, the Israelites slaughtered the Canaanites for their land in God's name.
Do we need to go so far? How many wars have the Catholics waged on the world in the name of their God? If Helsing has taught me.
Wait, no, we're going too far. Let's go back to closer to the beginning. Well, I know. After they left Egypt, when Moses went up to Mount Sinai for the first 40 days and 40 nights and came back down with the first set of commandments and found the people of Israel worshipping a golden bull. And he he obviously went off. And the people of Israel split in two. And those who were with God killed those who were with the golden bull, or who wanted to abandon God.
Yeah.
They had a civil war that night and slaughtered their own people.
Mm-hmm. And even after that slaughteration, they still complete
Hold on.
the work.
But hold on, that's not the only thing that caught me. One of the commands, literally, thou shalt not kill. Yet, right after he got the first set of commandments, they killed. I mean, the specific translation is thou shalt not murder, but in that context, is it different?
That commandment needs
Kinda.
No, thou shalt not murder, not thou shalt not kill, because, I mean, you have to kill animals for food and you have to kill for self-defense. It said thou shalt not murder, specific, like you killing for malicious or petty reasons or something like that. Or along those lines.
So literally, God Himself should be judged by that commandment. Then.
I wasn't even gonna go there this week.
I'm just saying, because think about it. You can look at a lot of people who have died by the hand of God. And we can look at it and say it wasn't deserved, from our eyes at least. He might say it's deserved, but for what reason? Oh, he did. Think about it. My God is a jealous God. Why? Like,
That's
Are you
that's
are you
actually
Zeus?
that's actually a topic for next week.
Are you Zeus? Are you Poseidon?
Yeah, like the pettiness, the jealousy and so forth. I never understood that because this is my thing. Um, if you're God or if you're the God that we know about,
And you love
what are
everyone.
you jealous over?
You love everyone
Like
equally.
you don't like. Why do you need worship, or why do you care if you get worship? With the
Why?
with the
No,
Greek
well,
with the
no.
Greek with the Greek
Yeah,
gods. Sorry,
no, I
the
missed
Greek
something. I
gods.
missed one vital point there. Why are you jealous when other people are worshiping their own religious God? That
Hold
sounds
on.
like, yeah, this is why I keep on saying when people portray God in TV and movies, it is more accurate than anything the Bible can give it, because I don't see how someone who is the greatest of them all is going to be jealous. That means he's not much better than his son when condemned in a hell then.
Well, he's in our likeness, so if we can get jealousy, I guess he gets jealous.
Yeah, but Trinity be the so-called omnipresent being who is above it all, the one above all.
I guess he's not. That's the question. Like, if you're not above it all, are you really God, or should we really be worshiping this God? Should we
Hey,
look to another, look for another?
and get struck by lightning. How dare you?
And yeah, going back to the very first question, that was actually so after Julius was posting that God need good and evil in the world to keep balance. I'm like, so hold on. My reply was, if he is God, if he is the supreme being, why can't he just create a new balance? Why does he have to conform to nature? Why does he have to conform to the universe? Why does he have to conform to the rule of good and the law of good and evil? Can't he just literally snap his fingers and say, okay, this is now the law? Good. 24/7, 365, no matter what. And if he's unable to do that, is he really God, or should we look for another? Julius couldn't reply. And I think it was another girl couldn't reply either.
Most
Because
people don't think. Most people
I've been
don't think
asking these
outside of
questions since I was a kid, and it never made sense because it never made sense to me, and like nobody can
Because
answer these.
here's the thing, Darius, you've been indoctrinated to be a sheep for 45 years of your life, and the 1 year you start to question everything, you're bound to go insane. That's why I believe most people don't do what we do and try to find the truth, because as Bradshaw has always said, the truth is a heaven burden to carry. Because think about it, if everybody
I'm glad I've been asking since I was a kid, like literally
if
5 or so.
everybody questioned the so-called book of Genesis and Revelations. Brother, I remember in 2012 specifically when the Mayan calendar said the world was going to end. And a brief earthquake happened somewhere out in Hawaii, or one of them places. You know them usual places where just get them undercut. And everybody said, it's a sign, it's a sign. I'm like, so when the bag of tornado and tsunami when I slapped for few much decades, when
I'm saying,
that wasn't a sign? Oh,
I'm saying,
so Haiti's earthquakes are just so dangerous. Has anybody ever thought of the infrastructure of Haiti yet? Them not build good just like America. That's why America Yellowstone they should ever. This I say, oh, it's my time to wake up. It's my time of the day. Brother man. Man, I have to go
you
over
always
there.
effed.
I have done too much research and reading on that place. I am utterly terrified. No, big man thing, but utterly terrified. I swear. Because when people come and put in say, yo, this place is it's more explosive than Nourisher, but I'm like, nigga, what? How? But anyways, like yeah, like it's God's will, force of nature.
Did the Mayan, wait, as in, based on what they know, did the calendar actually stop at 2012, or did they just stop working on it up to 2012? Because
First of all, for all we know, the Mayans, when them reach at the part, they want to blast asteroid like what kill the dinosaur, just come slap them with.
yeah, because there is like it was an Aztec civilization that they weren't even wiped out. They just disappeared one day. I don't remember the name of it, but like they were a thriving community, like huge city, and one day it's like all the people just left. No trace of where they went. No trace. They just have like a few trinkets left back. Like they just packed their shit and just bounced.
Come on.
Could have been the same thing.
But they say when we question these things, there is no logical answers. The Egyptian pyramids to this day, the structure of them make no sense for that time period. Then there's something that look like a spaceship.
Well, it makes no sense to the white people. No disrespect.
Not about the white people who question everything and anything. Not about
I'm just saying it makes no sense because they don't understand. Or it was built by aliens because they don't think that black people could have done it. That's when they look at other things built by England, different argument.
I will never believe that. If it was built by aliens, why would aliens allow humans to thrive? Isn't the whole point of aliens to conquer something? Or are we going to really believe that aliens are passive aggressive like a certain person who is omnipotent?
I mean, if you have a level of intelligence, you'd have no reason to be angry and hateful at shit of everybody and everything.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be hate. You're literally giving material to humans to say, hey, build this because we like you. And then you're never seen again for how much centuries?
Actually, millennia.
That too.
But yeah, like that was my main question. Like the whole law of balance. If God or any of the Christian God or any of the gods that we currently have on earth cannot literally just snap their fingers, either collectively or individually, and say, okay, there's no more law of good and evil. There's just good. So there's just comfort. There's just happiness. Are they actually gods? Or should we look to another? Is there someone or something higher than what we know about?
Yo, I mean, am I the only one who thought about, like, dreamt about, when you die and you actually end up in a heaven, how it actually go if you actually talk to the big man? Just imagine, say, you question him one time, the man kick you right out, go ahead. You know
For what?
Yeah, you look funny yourself. Damn, this nigga is that petty. And and I think the symbolism of hell being eternal torture needs to really die for one reason alone. Who says it's the fires are there to burn you? Like in the show Lucifer, the only reason half the inhabitants of hell remain is because they can't forgive themselves for the mistakes they made on earth. Compare that to what we see in heaven, where people literally are being kept as prisoners because they don't believe. Or they died a good death and they are now martyrs.
Yeah, like I've thought about heaven as a kid, and based on what I know about in the Bible, it never made sense to me either. Like you're like come across as I would say, we get to worship God all day long. I'm like, we don't want to do that now. Why are we gonna want to do that for all eternity? Then, like we have eternal life, we don't sleep, we don't eat, we don't get tired, and we're just gonna have praise and worship all day, every day. Why?
Amen.
And why would God again? If you're God, if you are God, if you are the supreme being, regardless of whether we worship you or not, why do you need worship? I mean, I can understand Zeus. I can understand Anubis and them guys. It is actually written that they actually need it because they thrive from it.
Anubis
you don't.
Anubis are good, dude. As I like Zeus in a try rape everybody when you see.
Anubis are Jenna. But like, you don't thrive from this. You just want it because you want it. And you get mad when you don't get it. Like, too many questions. He sounds more, it's just God sounds more like a child than, I guess, the perfect God that we would want him to be. Or he says that he is, but doesn't behave like.
Hmm.
Do you think I also have this wild far out theory? I think each and every one of us are aspects of God's personality. And
Mhm.
when we that's creepy, dog. Back up. This dude.
Yo,
Anyway,
you said the magic words. You said you have this theory, so I had to just the camera for like say, yo, all right, let me have it. What is it?
this man. But yeah, this is actually a theory of mine I've had for a while. Each and every one of us is like a different aspect of God. So when we go through life, it's like us. It's supposed to be us trying to better ourselves and fix ourselves. So when we return to Him, He is that much better a person or that much better an entity.
God sound like one of them alpha wolf that will go get him party by one beta. Like he needs our prayer for his strength, and then when he not receive it, he get weaker by the day. That is how it looked to me when we hear some people talk about it. Honestly, like can you imagine if this man has the same powers as Zeus without prayer, he becomes weaker? What if by
He
that
eventually become human and then cease to exist.
what if by that logic then the amount of you know what?
The
Let
amount
me
of fuckery.
no, the amount of blood that has been shed in his name, I would presume that brings him strength as well. But I won't go there. Because
Yeah.
the Catholics seem to praise him more than any other division, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm surprised
Fab.
he still needs worship from the likes of little old me. But oh well.
And I wanted to mention a couple of memes, or a couple of tweets that became memes,
Okay.
where a Christian would say something like, "Don't you should stop masturbating, God sees you." And a chick replied, "God saw 400 years of slavery and said nothing. I'm pretty sure masturbation and is the least of his worries."
Well done. Well done.
Mhm.
Well done.
Bradshaw sound tired.
A bit.
Alright, I'll go through one more. Yeah, so I mean, we kind of already talked about it, but like, we kind of touched on this, but why do you think we should pray if God already knows what we want before we want it? Again, another question I've been asking since I was a kid, and
Oy.
other kids have been asking. Like, kids have
God.
literally asked this question.
That's like you asking your wife or girlfriend, what do you want to eat? I don't know. Buy food. She don't eat. Get her food. She don't want it, but she want your food. So he claims to know what we want, and yet still we are still
Supposed to pray. We're
confused.
supposed to fast and pray for it.
Fast and pray them in a peace.
And a scripture, and I wanted to speak about my own experience. Was reading about ask and you shall receive, blah 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 blah. I actually fasted and prayed for months for something, and it never happened. So then I kind of went into a spiritual spiral, kind of detached myself from God a little bit, because I'm like, I'm a straightforward person. So the whole idea of faith, the whole idea of like believing for long periods of time and trusting Him, it don't really fly with me. But straightforward. If God says A, me I work with A. Don't tell me A and then you come with B, C, and D as well. So I fast and pray, fast and pray, fast and pray. I think I even lost weight. And thing. And my little thing on me fast and pray for. It didn't even begin to happen. Lose faith, stop. Start again, fast and pray, fast and pray, fast and pray again. I think me stop again and then we start at I think a third time. Nothing happened. So I was like, yo, fuck this shit. I'm out. I mean, the only reason I was still going to church because I was a kid and I had to go with my mom. But like, not trying to go. But yeah, like, very low. That was the thing.
Yo, the only reason I am not advocating for the red card is because I'm being on my best behavior. You get where? You
Which
get
red
where?
card?
No, you think you sit by just because I said that and call Bradshaw name. But don't worry. Most get you.
No, I wasn't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay, sure.
I really don't. But anyway.
Yo, continue.
But yeah, but that's just like my fast and pray and I say, yo God, like I read the Bible. I reread it to make sure I say, yo, I didn't misinterpret. Like it say, yo, ask and I shall receive. I'm supposed to fast and pray.
Never gripe with that. Never gripe with that. Never really gripe with that because.
And it's like, I don't know if it was. Like, I can say it was probably God that sent me the message. But him say, yo, I was watching the pastor Joyce Meyer, white lady, was saying you should trust God. So even when you ask Him for something and He doesn't give it to you, you're supposed to trust Him just the same. So I'm like, so what's the point of telling me that you're going to give it to me, but then you're telling me that I'm not supposed to, I'm not going to get it. And like another person was preaching and say, yo, what if what you ask God for will hurt you? So I'm like, then what's the point of telling me to ask for it so I can get it? Like, nothing, like you're contradicting yourself at every freaking turn.
I remember vividly. So me asked, say, yo, I want a big body girl. And
no, Christian actually said that.
Hold on, man. I bleach. I sing. I cry. I found the greatest Justin Timberlake song to sing. And did the big body girl appear? No, she did not. So, as far as me concerned, brother, that what ask and it shall receive no mean nothing. Because, and let me go into a more serious tone in regards to that. Women and a general ask for good men, but they don't receive it for several reasons, which we won't get it because we've covered about 6 or 7 relationships videos as to why. But the point remains that men and women alike ask good men and good women. Cool. Yet still, well, you know, right, really actually we can't really be too unfair to God because then you send some good women and good men into people's life and they end up frigging. So we can't too blame God for that one because we as humans we are idiots. So we can't too cussing for that. So don't worry, Lord, I'm not as bad. Still a prayer for my big body guy still.
Well, I didn't ask for another human being because that would be affecting free will, but no, but like even my Virgin Rambo, like his pastor said the same thing. Hey, Christian, you should also ask for God, ask God what you want. Yeah. My tongue is slipping again. Do not 2 weeks in a row. This is why I write notes, people. My tongue doesn't slip. This is why I write notes in my book. I was lazy. I wrote it in my phone, and this is the result.
No amount of excuses can save you right now. Just shut up.
This is why I write notes in the book, so I will just have all my thoughts written out. When I use my phone, I just write out like the key points, and then I just kind of flow.
I am purposely going to cut out and edit those. Ooh.
And my tongue betrayed me.
Sure. Your tongue betrayed.
Anyway.
No, your tongue slipped because, well.
Anyway. So the pastor was telling him to ask God for what he wants. So he looked at the pastor funny. He's like, I don't think God wants to hear my prayer. Like, of course God wants to hear a prayer. You're sure about that? Then he kind of picked up. Because, I mean, at the time he was a young man and he is a hoe. But as in, he was being realistic with the pastor as well. Like, yo, I genuinely want to ask God for both 5 big batty girl. That is what I want to ask God for. Is he going to give it to me? The answer is no. So the answer is no. He's not going to ask if he's not going to ask God for that if he knows God isn't going to give it to him. What's the point? And again, like, and then you have other scriptures will say, yo, have faith even when God doesn't give you what you ask for. Then why are you telling me to ask? Like, why are you lying? Why are you contradicting yourself? Like,
why are you?
And then I can't say that you're lying because you're God, but yet still, if God says do this and I said okay, I will do it, and I don't do it, I'm a bad Christian.
First of all,
but he can't be a bad God.
If any of us meet God in person and in contact, tell me about how high can we jump? I know say one out of 3 we must tell him some, and what pretty. And I want
please, but tell him bad word regular.
No, but brother, anybody look for me and say they have never.
If you've never told God bad words, you're a horrible Christian. And you're not serious about Christian.
Just think about the
I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm being dead serious. I'm in a relationship with God.
One tear splashing with water. Plain water at that. Bad splash. It's up the whole of your clothes. Think about one time. Think say you have gas. The gas done. I bet you think about that time where you say, finally go get the boom boom. And it does not come. Tell me say don't cost that. I will wait.
Like there were times when I was gonna get pum pum and God said no, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go work with him. See, because I was very careful. Didn't have a very low body count. I'm a virgin, guys. I'm a virgin.
For the next 2 months. Alright. You do it twice now. Brother man. You work for me say something, you know. You work for me say something, you know, brother.
Yo.
Stop it.
Honestly, we need to get at least 5 Christian people on the podcast next week.
We need no, when I say yourself, what is it that we can't get some females from the group? Our Facebook.
I'm saying it's like, let's fast and pray. He left. Wow. Okay, guys. Sorry. So, Ratchar's out. We're going for like a little over an hour. But like, excluding the nerdgasm conversation that we were having when we were discussing the first point. Like all the questions we had, all the questions we've asked.
Yeah, the damn buckle car was because the water must rise up out that top, so it fly. I'm ready for go spot and kick whoever think them up push through make it a while ago. No, you're supposed to want to how fast as that ever get up.
Anyway, with all the questions we've asked thus far, guys, like I want you to think about it. Not from a Christian standpoint. Don't think about it as you, the Christian. Think about it as you, the human, you, the critical thinker, if you're capable of doing such things. Excuse me. And like, genuinely try to understand where we're coming from and why it is that we are asking these questions, and stop being biased if you're able to do so.
Stop being New Zealand Warriors. That them for do.
Since you're bringing New Zealand Warriors, we were told that we're so bad that we can't even make a female national team. Anyway.
Alright, you see, you know. Alright.
You started it. Anyway.
I was
guys, again, shut up. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You can do one, you can do all. Please and thank you.
See, next time I gleefully ask nicely. You know know how nice that's for you females to drink. That's no power, don't worry.
Bro, you see how handsome we are? You see how handsome I am? Kind of scruffy, but still good looking, relatively. Like, dislike, anything. All right. So we just want to leave you with these questions. Think about it, and next week we may fast and pray, but more like we'll just hope and pray, or thoughts and prayer.
Next week
to get more people.
We're going to continue this religion thing, or we'll have something else in store.
We'll continue this religion thing because we got questions. We might review a video from Non-Stamp Collector. He's a popular atheist guy from YouTube and Twitter. No, like he actually goes through the scriptures and stuff. So, I mean, it'll be nice to go through a couple of his videos. I'll send some to you. Or check it out on YouTube, Non-Stamp Collector. You'll be very entertained.
Okay. Probably
yeah,
more entertaining than Warriors, but okay.
More than Marcelo Montoya. Anyway,
you mentioned the Bane. You mentioned the forbidden
Bane of your existence. I know. Somebody please get him a new rugby league team.
Yeah, you know what? We don't say like, comment, and subscribe. So I'm ending the recording right here so we can start chatting. Much.
Bye guys, stay awesome.
Yeah, man.